Hey guys, welcome back to Clownfish TV. This is Kneon. I am here with Geeky Sparkles.
Hello.
And we're going to talk about AI in Hollywood and how it seems like Hollywood's, man, they're salivating. They want AI. The studios.
Yeah, the studios do. The actors are like, shit, do something. Trump, help us.
Help us, Trump. Help us, Obi-Wan. Trump, you're our only hope. Anyway, we're going to talk about this, the situation with AI, which we do talk about because we're seeing the convergence of technology and creativity now, and we're going to have forms of entertainment in 10, 20 years that we can't even imagine right now. We're going to have movies and TV shows, if you want to call them TV shows, whatever. We're going to have holographic immersion programs, holodecks.
Well, I just hope we don't have Skynet. That's,
Yeah, I'm hoping we get the Star Trek holodeck and not Skynet. That's what I'm hoping for. But yeah, we're going to talk about, how Hollywood is seemingly, opening its arms up to OpenAI among other programs. And it's moving very, very quickly. In fact, I covered this before. You weren't in that video, and this is a good frame. But that's a look. There's a studio that's actually going to produce lower budget films that are almost entirely produced by AI for under $500,000.
But wait, it's called The Woman with Red Hair.
Yes.
So it's relatable to me.
Yeah, it is. She doesn't.
They gave her blue eyes too. Hey, how about that?
She does not look real. But,
no.
We're getting there. We're getting to, or it could be a case of, we use AI for more stylized movies, right? They don't have to look photorealistic. We can be like, oh, let's make it look like a, impressionist painting or something. And, then we can get away with it. Anyway, we're going to talk about this. Before we get into it any further, please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants, guys. You'll get a woohoo if you do.
Woohoo.
All right, so where are we going to start here? You pulled this one up. OpenAI is ready for Hollywood to accept its vision.
So apparently, according to the people who do, OpenAI do Sora. Remember we talked about Sora before?
Yeah, Sora, which can prompt to video, yeah.
They said since they've been engaging with studios about it, and they're hammering home the applications as it works out kinks with independent filmmakers and undergo safety testing, they're pitching it to Hollywood. And they're finding that Hollywood's being very, very, very open to it because they can see it being used across about most stages of production as tools to improve. But damn well they're just going to use it to replace people.
This is this is what's happening. And look, people, man, they got so mad. These people got so mad when we said, what is going to happen if you all go on strike right now? Is they're going to speed up their plans. They might give you a deal for the next couple of years because they know in 3 to 5 years, this technology is going to be so much further ahead than it is right now. And it's getting really, really good really quickly. And eventually what's going to happen is, like we've been saying, instead of having, 4,000 or 400 people working on a movie, you could maybe do a movie with 4 people.
Yeah.
Or 40 people.
See, I know you're more into it than I am on the AI stuff. I don't want to see people put out of work right and left. I think that you could definitely streamline, but I don't think it should be used to replace people, which is what they're worried about. And darn well the studios are like, hot damn, because then we don't have like Rachel Zegler's to deal with.
That is exactly it. And you've got people out there like, look, what Hollywood realizes when everybody went on strike and everything ground to a halt, they're like, we can, and they still haven't ramped things back up to 100% where they were before the strikes, right? They're like, we can't afford to be down again. And they actually were using AI because they got busted using on posters and stuff like that. And people have been using it to help write scripts.
Well, I think where you're going to see it initially the most is like what you said, script writing. I think it's also going to hit special effects. It's going to hit animation. It's going to hit voice acting. It's going to hit like with de-aging technology and but like special effects in movies, they could just probably the AI do it. Something like if you have a character in it or something that's animated, they could probably put that in. I think those areas are going to get hit first.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
Yeah. That's what they're talking about. They're talking about production companies. And basically we're at the point now where you can feed a model, and I'm not talking a human or a CGI model into the AI and tell it what you want to do. So there go, a lot of people that do a lot of the grunt work, even with, 3D animation, because eventually what's going to happen is we're going to have programs that are going to be very easy for a normie to use, that you don't have to do all the rigging and all that stuff, especially for animation. Just be like, here's the model of this character from all angles. Here's the background I want. And here, make them walk, left to right, whatever. I'll draw you a little, and the AI will do it.
Here, this is basically what we just said. They said that they're looking for making workflow move forward faster. They said the conception and storyboarding. They're talking about wider use of the AI tools. Could workers in the industry already losing jobs? Concept artists, voice actors, animators at the forefront. I think, writers would be too. And they said that the Russo brothers are even hiring an AI expert to utilize this stuff to streamline production. And they're the ones doing more Marvel movies.
So I'm just going to highlight the animator thing because
I didn't even read the whole thing. I just saw the headline.
Yeah.
And that's the first people that I could think of that's going to get hit the hardest, besides like pre-production, script writing, concept art, but voice actors and animators and special effects, which I didn't include here, but I also think are going to get hit hard.
Yeah, because you don't have to do all this. I mean, not, with CGI, you're not doing it by hand, but somebody still has to build those models, and they still have to, animate, especially with, 3D film. There are some like pre-programmed whatever movements or whatever, but you do have to kind of move everything, and that's not going to happen anymore. It's going to be like, hey, let's do a motion capture of this person, and you can already do it right now. The technology is already there. Right. On a consumer level, it's already there. You can say, here's somebody dancing, now put this goofy ass cartoon character over them, and now we've got our character. And eventually you'll have a library of movements and stuff you can pull from, and it will get to a place where, a handful of people can make what would be considered a Hollywood level production.
And so that's why, celebrities are upset now because, I don't think they care so much when everybody beneath them is getting eaten, but they're worried that they're going to come for them too. So,
well, and they are. I mean,
they could just take, here's a character. I want a guy that looks like these three actors. Go.
Well, that's the thing too. Like, they're trying to secure rights, and we're not talking. And again, when I talk about AI and being excited about AI, I talk about being excited about it to speed up production. Right, and be able to do the work of 10 people with one person, usually me. But that's what excites me about it.
Thanks.
No, then we could do the work of 20 people. Actually,
there you go.
38 people. You'd do 38 people because you would do more work than me. So therefore, you'd be multiplied.
Okay, but you're trying to save your butt. Go ahead.
I am trying to save my ass here. But no, so I'm not talking about scraping art. I'm not talking about scraping other people's stuff. Yeah. Is the AI being trained on? Yeah, it is. But then the flip side is, how does somebody learn to draw? How does somebody learn to write? How does somebody learn to sing? A human. They listen to other people do it, and they learn how to do it, or they have a teacher teach them how to do it. So I mean, that's a consideration too. So yeah, they're basically just trying to put a pin in progress, and you can't do it. But there are going to be two schools of thought here. We're going to have people that adapt to this technology, and they learn to utilize it, and they learn to work with it, and they will do well. And then we're going to have the dinosaurs that are going to get wiped out. And there are a lot of dinosaurs out there, unfortunately. And the people that rant the most about AI are going to be the last to work with it, and instead somebody that maybe isn't as talented as you is going to learn to work with it, and they're going to run, and you're going to be bagging groceries or something.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the unfortunate truth. And the same thing happened with digital technology, CGI. I mean, we're having it. To me, it's just this is the next step in the evolution of digital creation tools. And nothing can stop it.
Right. I get that. But now we have Hollywood people who are upset, though, because they're going to be able to work. But then I think actors and stuff know it's a matter of time till it comes for them.
Yeah. And the thing is, you can try to this is where it gets tricky, though, because you can try to like protect your voice, protect your likeness. We already saw. I mean, I think that we covered that with the voice actress of Aloy from Horizon. Sony did the AI demo. And yeah, she was upset because those voice actors are on strike right now. But I think that was Sony's way of saying, we can replace you very easily. So,
and that's what they're going to do eventually. Like, you know, and I mean, you're going to move over to the Hollywood stuff, like the celebrities are having a hissy.
Boy, this is
I know,
ironic.
right? I know.
So Mark Ruffalo, who has been This is the first time I've seen this. You said
Oh, you didn't see this?
No,
Oh, yeah,
I
I
haven't
knew
seen
about
this
this for several days.
So Mark Ruffalo, who has been a huge critic of Trump, is now begging Trump for help.
Yeah, Ben Stiller and them too. They all been like, "Yo, don't vote Trump in, don't vote Trump in," and everything else. And now they're like, "Oh, can you please like help us not get exploited?" I know. I thought it was so funny and this is the one I saw initially, and I first saw that picture, and I was like, "Oh, the irony, the irony."
Wow, all these people, I believe, with the exception of Ron Howard's kind of on the fence. Ron Howard, I think, could go either way. But most of these people have been very anti-Trump. Yeah, more than 400 Hollywood creative leaders signed an open letter to Trump, urging the administration to not roll back copyright protections at the behest of AI companies. The filmmakers, writers, actors, musicians, and others, Ben Stiller, Mark Ruffalo, Cynthia Erivo, Kate Blanchett, Cord Jefferson, Paul McCartney, Ron Howard, and Taika Waititi were submitting comments for the Trump administration's U.S. AI action plan. The letter specifically was penned in response to recent submissions to the Office of Science and Technology Policy from OpenAI and Google, which the studios are all about. You take it up with the studios. Take it up with your bosses.
Right.
They're the ones who want this. I'm just saying, they're the ones who want it because they're like, yeah, again, these movies, less than $500,000. Now, they're not saying the movies are going to be great, right? They're not saying they're going to be fantastic, but they're showing what's possible. And eventually you could have a Snow White movie that was good that only cost $10 million to make.
I think it's funny to me too, like, you know, they're talking about how it's Google. Of course it's Google, because Google's been at the center of all this stuff with the AI as far as, you know, decimating the blogosphere.
Right.
So now they're going to go after, you know, other things like Hollywood, and they're like, oh shit, you know, and it's just like, oh, you care now.
Yeah. Right. We firmly believe that America's global AI leadership must not come at the expense of our essential creative industries.
Again, when it impacts them.
When it impacts
them. They didn't
them.
care when the blogs all got decimated, but it impacts them now. So
they did not. Am I at this stage of the game where I'm getting old man, middle-aged man exercise?
A chair workout? I don't even know why that is. Okay. Oh, and ADHD is not laziness.
It's because I've been doing those vitamin spots, I think. Yeah.
I don't know.
AI companies are asking to undermine this economic and cultural strength by weakening copyright protections for film, television series, artwork, writing, music, and voices used to train AI models at the core of multi-billion-dollar corporate valuations. Lots of people. Ben Stiller. Who else do we got here? Bette Midler. She hates Trump. Ava DuVernay. She hates Trump. Aubrey Plaza. Pretty sure she hates Trump.
I don't know if she does or not.
They're all Joseph Gordon-Levitt. And a lot of these people, I like them quite a bit. Ryan Johnson.
He only likes it when he destroys things.
Crazy.
Et cetera, et cetera. Yeah, and they're mad. They're saying they're arguing that they want the exemptions because they want it for themselves, you know, but they weren't too worried until it was going to come for them.
Yeah, exactly. They were not celebrate, but they were completely indifferent to the average working class person losing their jobs or whatever. Because in a lot of cases, they're like, well, that's just some, you know, MAGA hat redneck, whatever. It doesn't matter. As long as I make my, as long as I get my millions of dollars. Same with the journalists. They were all like, well, they need to learn the code. And to be fair, they actually had programs. They were trying to teach minors to be coders. Like they actually tried to do that.
That's MINERS, not, you know.
Yeah.
Like coal miners, not like children. Yeah. Get back to the mines and code.
They yearn for the mines, though.
Yeah, I just think it's funny. Like I said, AI as a tool, I have no problem with. I mean, no matter what you do, as you said, it's going to take jobs away. And sadly, unfortunately, it's going to as it streamlines things. But there's a lot of bloat. So Hollywood's doging itself.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's basically what's going on. They're against Doge, but you know, they're going to Doge themselves.
Yeah, I mean, it's not going anywhere. I didn't realize that there was a whole controversy around Amelia Perez. Apparently, they used AI to tweak the singing voice.
Yes, I did know that.
But how is that any different than like hiring another actor to do the singing parts of a movie? You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of times.
I don't know. You probably been better just to have somebody else do the singing voice, like they've done for years. You probably would have been better served that way, but. I think you're going to take it too far is what I'm worried about. I know you look at it a lot differently than I do. I'm more of like, I don't want to see too many people like lose their jobs. I mean, I know inevitably some people are going to, And that sucks. But I don't want it to be, I don't want people to be completely replaced, because I think you're going to lose the heart and soul of what, the art is if you do that. You're more like, hey, if it works. So,
I'm more like,
we're very apart on this one.
I am very excited about the creative possibilities of AI, and I'm very excited about being able to do more. Especially as I'm getting older and losing the ability to do as much as I used to do. We're talking creatively, not.
He's excited there's going to be more of him with AI,
yes.
and he can do more until they replace him.
But they won't replace me. I'll go into hell and I'll take over. Just copy my brain into the computer. They're
going to replace you. Anyway,
I'll be everywhere.
We're very far removed on this one, actually. This is one thing that we butt heads on. But
we do. But I look, again, I want to be clear. My stance is I'm not like pushing for I'm just saying the technology is there right now to replace a lot of people. And I'm not talking the super talented people. I'm talking the grunts, right? So don't make yourself.
There are some super talented grunts though, but
Yeah, there are. But I'm just saying don't make yourself a huge ass problem, or they're just going to be
that's
like, hey,
true.
So much
true.
easier.
They're just going to replace you first. But it's but the celebrities, it's funny because there's nothing saying that they won't just say, hey, I want an actor that, looks like these two guys combined, acts like this guy, has a voice more like these two. And they could just make a whole movie and replace them, and they'll train them on their films. And that's why they're asking for protections. And I don't disagree with that. But at the same time you can't, I just think that a lot of stuff's out there anyway. And who's to say somebody else couldn't train their own acting ability on your film and beat you,
How, I guess my thing is it's easier for the machine to absorb it and whatever, but I'm how is it any different than somebody watching a movie or watching a TV show and getting inspired by it or outright, knocking it off?
Well, they teach artists, how they teach a lot of artists is to, copy masters and learn the techniques. And it's the same kind of thing. I just think that, it's still a person at the heart of it. But it's just funny to me. I was very entertained. Hollywood's really, really into it, and they're getting more and more wanting to get involved with this. And the actors are, losing their shit now and begging Trump to do something.
This is weird though, because they said that Robert Downey Jr. has zero tolerance for AI, but the Russo brothers are going to be using it in the new Avengers movies.
Unless they're not using it in that one.
It's fine, we'll put Robert in a room by himself. But then, I guess, again, my point of view is how's it any different than working with a green screen? How's it any different?
I was going to say, you don't have zero tolerance for having everything faked around you. I was thinking the same thing, actually. So I don't know. I just thought it was interesting. Interesting, juxtaposition of two different opinions. But I think it's just AI is coming for Hollywood, and they know it.
AI is coming for Hollywood. And again, these deals, especially with animation, and they're all hey, suck it. And somebody they were like, suck it, Clownfish. We just got a 3-year deal with the animation. I'm like, yeah, because 3 to 5 years is about what it's going to take for these studios to
we never said they wouldn't get one. We just said that there would be less of you that gets to stay.
There will be fewer
and that's
of you.
Exactly what happened.
The Joker just broke the pool cue. He threw it in the ground, and whoever's left. And this is what happened with the writer's strike too. There are fewer jobs. Everybody's complaining now after the strikes that there are fewer jobs. I'm like, yeah, because you guys cost too much now. It's as simple as that. I'm not telling you not to go on strike for better conditions, but what I'm telling you is the reality is you're John Henry at this point. And he beat the machine, but he died in the process.
Yeah.
So, sometimes you got to pick your battles, right? Maybe you're better off being the guy that lubes the machine than trying to compete with it. So,
talk to it real nice, and maybe I'll let you live.
Right.
Are we going to wrap this up?
Let's wrap it up, guys. Please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants. We'll talk later.
Bye.